You have $650 million. And nobody knows. Not your neighbors, not your friends, not your family. Not even the man standing right next to you in this hardware store, watching you compare 2 cans of drain cleaner like it is the most important decision of your day. The people on your street think you are just another guy. They wave at you when you take out the trash. They have no idea. And the man beside you? He will walk out of here today and never think about you again. Which is exactly how you want it. The number arrived this morning, in a boring email, while you were buying pipes. No champagne, no fireworks, just a quiet line on a screen that you read once and then put back in your pocket. To understand how a man like you ends up here, you have to go back. 11 years. 11 years ago, you were nobody. No money, no plan, just a feeling that there had to be a better way to live than trading your hours for a paycheck. It started on a Tuesday afternoon, in the break room of a hospital. The kind of place with cheap chairs and a coffee machine that has not worked in months. There were 2 vending machines against the wall. One was completely empty. The other was jammed, with a snack stuck halfway, refusing to drop. And you watched person after person walk up, get annoyed, hit the glass, and walk away. Most people just see a broken machine. But you saw something else. You asked yourself a question that almost nobody asks. Who owns this machine? And how much money is it making, even broken? So you went home, and you spent 40 minutes digging. No course, no mentor, just you, a laptop, and a question that would not let go of you. And what you found changed the way you saw the world forever. A single vending machine in a decent location makes between $40 and $120 a month. Quietly, automatically, almost forever. It does not need a salary. It does not call in sick. It does not argue with you or quit or have a bad day. It just stands there, solving a small problem for people and collecting money, 1 coin at a time, while you sleep. That was the moment something clicked. So you bought your first one, $900, used, bought from a guy who had given up on it. You cleaned it, you fixed it, and you placed it in the waiting room of a small dental clinic where nervous people wait, and people who are nervous buy snacks. First month, after the cost of the snacks, after everything, $190. $190. It does not sound like much, but to you, in that moment, it was not about the money. It was proof that the machine worked. And if one machine works, so do $190 a month will not make you rich. You knew that. But it taught you the most important lesson of your life. Money can be built into a system instead of traded for your time. A system does not get tired. A system does not need you to be there. A system just runs. So you bought a second machine, then a third, then a fifth, and every dollar they made you fed back in, buying the next one. At parties, when people asked what you did, you would say, "I have a few vending machines." And you would watch their eyes glaze over with boredom. Good. Boring is invisible, and invisible is exactly what you want it to be. But you wanted something bigger, something even more boring, something nobody at those parties would ever brag about. Laundromats. Because here is what most people do not know. A single small laundromat tucked into a forgotten strip mall can quietly generate between $60,000 and $200,000 a year.
And the ones that fail? They do not fail because people stopped needing them. People will always need to wash their clothes. Boom or recession, war or peace, every single person on that street needs clean clothes. It is one of the last businesses that is almost impossible to kill. They fail for one reason only: bad management. Broken machines nobody fixed, prices nobody updated. And bad management is something you are very, very good at fixing. So you bought your first laundromat. $47,000 in a quiet town in Ohio. You bought it from a retired mailman, a kind old man who had run it for 30 years and was ready to let it go. He shook your hand and wished you luck. He handed you his entire accounting system, a single spiral notebook filled with handwriting, coffee stains, and 3 decades of numbers. You kept that notebook. You still have it. First year after every cost. $38,000. Clean. And here is the part that separates you from almost everyone else. You did not spend a single dollar of it. Not a vacation, not a new car, nothing. You took all $38,000 and you used it as the down payment for the next laundromat. And then you did it again and again. This is the moment that 99% of people never reach. The fork in the road. One path is short and bright. Spend what you earn, enjoy it now, stay comfortable. The other path is long, dark, and lonely. Reinvest everything and wait. You chose the long road. And slowly, quietly, with nobody watching, your little machines began to multiply across the map.
8 years pass. You meet with Karen, your accountant of 19 years. She looks at everything you own, and she tells you it is the most deliberately uninteresting portfolio she has ever seen. You take it as the highest compliment possible. Because here is what you own now. 4 laundromats across the Midwest, 2 municipal parking lots you bought at foreclosure auctions, 3 billboards on highways where you do not even sell the ads, you just rent the land underneath them, and a commercial cleaning company with 12 fixed clients. Karen asks you the question everyone asks. Are you going to invest in something modern? Tech? Crypto? And you say no. Because you are not chasing the trendy markets where everyone is fighting for attention. You are buying the boring things that no app will ever replace. Nobody is going to disrupt a parking lot. You drive home in a 2019 Honda Pilot with 91,000 miles and a broken rear bumper. And then you go to a networking event. A man in a $300 plain t-shirt and a customized Range Rover is bragging about his investments. He asks what you do. You tell him you have a few laundromats. He looks at you like you are nothing. And that is exactly the point. Here's the part nobody talks about. Hiding your money has a cost, and it is not the money. It is this. Your best friend, Danny, calls you on a Wednesday. He has a food truck that is doing well, really well, and he needs $85,000 to open his first real location. For you, $85,000 is about 11 days of passive income. You could transfer it from your car right now before he finishes the sentence, but you do not, because you know something painful. Putting money into someone who is not structurally ready does not solve the problem. It just makes it bigger and more expensive. He would lose the money, and then he would lose the friendship. So instead of writing a check, you sit with him 4 Saturdays in a row at his kitchen table. You go through his expenses, you find the leaks, you renegotiate his contracts, and you help him find a government-backed loan. Danny opens his location, and he calls you, crying, so proud, because he did it himself. And you say nothing. This is the loneliest part of having money. Watching someone you love struggle with something you could fix in 60 seconds, and choosing to stay silent. Because you know that, in the long run, the check would have been the cruelest thing you could give him. Thursday, 7:12 in the morning. You are standing in a hardware store, holding a can of drain cleaner because one of your laundromats has a clogged pipe. Your phone buzzes. It is Karen, the quarterly balance. Your net worth has just officially passed $650 million. And there is no champagne, no fireworks, just fluorescent lights, the sound of a forklift somewhere in the back, and a man holding a bottle of drain cleaner who just became a multi-millionaire in complete silence. You reply to the email with 3 words. Thanks. Looks right. You walk to the register. You pay $8.47, and you get into your dented car. And sitting there in the parking lot, you realize something. You feel exactly the same as you did 11 years ago when you made your first $190 from a vending machine. Because it was never about reaching some giant number. It was about building an architecture, a system that runs perfectly and quietly without anyone ever noticing. You start the engine, and you drive back to the laundromat to unclog the pipe. Because life stays exactly the same. And that is the secret they will never tell you about real wealth. It is not loud. It is silent.